Transformative power of Jesuit education. The foundations of Jesuit education can be traced back to the experience of St. Ignatius. In his autobiography, he expressed that God had dealt with him as a schoolmaster dealing with a student. After the cannonball moment, moved with the divine thoughts, Ignatius listened to the movements of the Spirit. He was able to find God's will in everything and God in everything. It is here he experienced how God had patiently dealt with him, explaining the realities of the world and leading him to experience those realities by himself. In this experience, he realized the teacher-student relationship between him and God. A teacher-student relationship in the context of St. Ignatius is between the Creator and His creation. Jesuit education leads the students to experience this foundational experience of the Creator. For Ignatius, God is the Creator and Lord, the one reality that is absolute. All other reality comes from Him and has value insofar as it leads to God. This God is present in our lives, laboring for us in all things. Hence, Jesuit education has certain features drawn from this conviction spelled out by the International Commission on the Apostolate of Jesuit Education. First of all, Jesuit education is world affirming, acknowledging the presence of God in the creation. Secondly, it assists in the total formation of each individual within the human community. Thirdly, it's an apostolic instrument promoting dialogue between faith and culture. And finally, it includes a religious dimension that permeates the entire education. Through these features, Jesuit education forms men and women of great integrity, men and women who can live for others and stand for others. This is where we talk of the characteristics of Jesuit education, the 4 C's of Jesuit education: conscience, competence, compassion, and commitment. First and foremost, Jesuit education is a process-oriented education. The students are introduced to the movements of the Spirit. They are helped to discern what is good and bad. They learn the values of the kingdom in the context of the school environment, which offers them value education and moral instruction. The students are helped to be in touch with themselves and their Creator through exam and retreats. This makes them to be conscious of their actions. Secondly, Jesuit schools are known for excellence, and the articulation is given to the greater level of achievement in their learning. The students have to empower themselves with all kinds of skills required for their livelihood. As Jesuit education is an ongoing process, they are helped to have an aptitude for learning always. There is no bargain in matters of excellence. The spirit of magis becomes the guiding principle in learning. The knowledge and competence acquired by an individual is not meant for an individual. We educate ourselves to educate the uneducated. We empower ourselves to empower the powerless and the marginalized. In the words of Father Pedro Arrupe, Jesuit education is called to form men and women for others. The students in Jesuit institutions are exposed to the realities of the world, the complexities of the world, and dichotomies of the world. They are brought up with the sense of justice, which leads them to take the side of the poor, as God Himself identifies with the poor and suffering. They are trained to be the caretakers of a common home, the Mother Earth. Thus, they grow in the spirit of compassion. St. Ignatius insists that love ought to be shown in deeds. The compassion of the students is not mere feeling, but a spirit moving them to commit themselves to the cause of the poor and the needy. Their integrity and competence come in handy to help them commit themselves effectively to the transformation of the society and thus become the agents of social change. The 4 C's can be thought of as the fruits of the 4 weeks of the spiritual exercises of St. Ignatius. The first week creates a good conscience. The second week equips the learner with qualities and skills required for a public life. The third week leads the learner to be compassionate towards others, and the last week invites them to be committed to the cause of the people of God and thus work for the greater glory of God. Let our Jesuit education form responsible global citizens, contributing to the transformation of the world with love and justice. Let the vision and the spirit of St. Ignatius guide us in this endeavor.